Brandon Cronenberg's Infinity Pool. When I was watching this movie, like with one of the early scenes, I was like, have I actually watched? Have I started watching porn? Like, what is this? And then, of course, after I went back and rewatched the same scene like 8 or 9 times, I was like, wait a minute, this is porn. I'm kidding. It was 6 times. But honestly, though, there is some really graphic, uncensored sex scenes in this. So if that's not your bag, stay away from this movie just straight off the bat. This movie swings for the fences. I only watched this movie last night, so maybe I haven't had it long enough to like mull it over in my mind or let it sink in. But I'm not sure if I like it or not. The concept is brilliant. Like the concept is really, really good. I really like the concept, but I found the lead character unbelievably excruciating, which I know is kind of the point for some of this, but he's really excruciating in the things he does. He's way worse in the things that he doesn't do. Like, I hate to be a real fucking Mark Wahlberg about this film. Like, I'm not a tough guy, but if you put me in this film, in this situation, you better start calling me the Green Dream, because I'm sending all these dogs to sleep, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck. Man, woman, dude walking with a cane. In this situation, I am an equal opportunity employer. Like, everyone's catching these hands. It blew my mind that the characters didn't think of that as an option. Like, I'll grab that cane, I'll turn into Babe fucking Ruth. You watch me. Seriously. It really... I don't know. That being said, the movie fired me up. It gave me some emotion, so maybe it is a really good movie. Fucking horror. It's fickle. Oh yeah, the review. Welcome to Spooky Nights. If you haven't watched the channel before, I'm Jake. This is Spooky Nights. This is where I like to give my semi-coherent ramblings about horror films in the hopes of finding the right one for you. That's right, I'm like the used car salesman of horror. You can fit so much unhealed trauma in this bad boy. What can I do to get you in this? What can I do to get you in this martyrs? Today we're talking about Brandon Cronenberg's 2023 psychotic thriller, Infinity Pool. If you like this movie and you're looking for similar recommendations, watch to the end, or just skip to the end. I'm not your fucking dad, do whatever. But I'll give you some other stuff to check out if you like this movie, so that's in. Infinity Pool follows couple James, played by Alexander Skarsgård, and M, played by fellow Aussie Cleopatra Coleman. Aussie. If you finish that, you're invited to the Barbie. They are on a resort holiday in some made-up country called Latolka. Their relationship seems to be stale and basically full of passive aggressiveness. M turns out to be the daughter of like a publishing mogul, and James is a struggling writer with writer's block, which seems like a match made in heaven. However, the couple strikes up a friendship with another couple at the resort, played by Mia Goth, horror darling Mia Goth, and Albin, played by Jaleel Lasper. And they've got like real swinger energy. Like, if I saw these two across the bar, I'm not accepting a drink. Like, they've got some off vibes. When they start hanging out with this couple more, they get a really, really nasty up-close personal look at the local laws and customs of Latolka. And it just gets more and more and more batshit from there, to be honest. Have a look.
I don't understand why we're doing this. We barely know these people.
One day, let's mix things up a bit.
You're just happy you found your fan club.
I've been waiting 6 years for your second book. Is it coming out soon?
I'm working on it.
What do you do for money then?
You married rich.
I actually came here looking for inspiration. Come on.
Okay, so once again, I'm not sure if I like this movie or not. I mean, cue to me 2 weeks from now doing like a best of horror 2023 and fucking putting this on there. I'm sure I will. It's hard. Like, it's so weird. I'm not sure if I like it. And there are a few horror films where I'm like that. But I don't know. This is so fucking weird. Like, all the characters are weird. It almost seems like it doesn't take place in the real world at all. I mean, Brandon is well on his way to stepping into dear old dad's big old body horror shoes, because there is some fucking amazing body horror in this. Like, there's some really, really good body horror. He also, like his dad, seems to love sci-fi, given the fucking crazy plot in this. He did Possessor as well, which is apparently a really, really good sci-fi horror. I haven't been able to catch it yet. It's kind of annoying to get your hands on in Australia, but people really love that one, so this has got a bit of a following just like that. Like any Cronenberg film, this is beautifully shot. It's a movie that's really clear in its message as well. There's 2 sets of rules in this movie. One for the very, very rich. One set of rules for the other 99%. It's about spoiled rich kids basically wreaking havoc in poverty-stricken countries. And, you can't help but fucking hate all of them. I didn't like anyone in this except for maybe like the civvies. Everyone else I was like, fuck, I hate you so much. Mia Goth is fucking phenomenal in this. If you thought she was unhinged in Pearl, chuck this on and grab a camera, because it is a photo finish in the fucking Psycho Olympics. I'm telling ya. I think the concept of this movie is really interesting. It's like a Black Mirror episode mixed with I Know What You Did Last Summer. I just, like I said before though, I just couldn't help but find the actions of some of the characters unbelievable to the point of annoyance. Somewhat like Speak No Evil. There's a guy in this movie that looks like he should be stepping off a Viking longship in the 9th century and fucking pillaging England. And they try to make you believe that at some point he's not going to take a swing at someone. Get the fuck out of here. It's not like everyone here is built like Francis Ngannou. It's really weird. There's some really interesting character interplay between Gabby, Mia Goth's character, and James. And it does delve into the concept of what's the difference between laughed with and being laughed at really well. Like, it does that really, really well. And some people will probably find that triggering. But I wish they dug into that a bit more, to be honest. This movie is like a psychedelic orgy of privilege and violence. And as much as I'm not sure if I like it, I will be turning it over and over in my head for some weeks to come, I reckon. So, well done, Brandon, you big fucking sicko. I recommend watching this if you like sci-fi horror. If you like Black Mirror, any of the weirder sci-fi horrors. If you love Mia Goth, let's be honest, who doesn't at this point? She's awesome. She's great in this. If you're a fan of either Cronenbergs, this is a Cronenberg film. It's so weird how good Brandon is at making films similar to his dad. It's amazing. It's almost like it's fucking genetic. It's in his DNA. I don't recommend watching this if you don't have much of a stomach for body horror or graphic sex. You see everything in this. You see all the full frontal nudity, there's penetration, there's finishes. It's crazy. It's crazy. Character in action in horror movies, if that sends you through the fucking roof, like it does me, it will send you through the roof in this one. Big warning going in. Like, some of the characters, you're like, why? Do something, dude. If you need closure in your horror films, you could take the ending as quite ambiguous. It didn't fit for me. Like, I was like, why would they do that? But it is a very interesting film. If you like this movie, you should check out stuff like A Clockwork Orange. It's one of my all-time favorites, but sort of has the same theme. Eyes Wide Shut, sort of about like privileged, culty sort of behavior. Same with Funny Games. Funny Games is really full on, about some rich kids that want to have some fun at the expense of someone else's holiday. It's fucking terrifying. If you like mind-bending horror in general, this will probably be up your alley. It's an acquired taste. But it's definitely one of the more interesting films I've seen this year. And, if you've seen everything, like if you've seen all the big budget horror films that have come out, and you're like, chuck on this. This is more interesting. This is more interesting than most of them. At least concept-wise, and the execution. It's fucking wild. It is wild. Some of the imagery, it's like a kaleidoscope. People love it. People are going into bat for this too online. So maybe I'm in the minority, not quite getting it. But if you do see it, comment below. Let me know what you think, because I'm really interested, because it's a fucking weird film. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next week for another review. Peace.